Because that stupid thing keeps
Default.
Hello.
Default.
Default. We were talking about how all our darkest secrets, and I guess you'll never know them now.
That Crosshairs Fiona.
Right,
Hooray.
Party hard.
Thank you, Bits. We've got some resubs already. Fantastico. Lovely. Thank you all.
I either think that Trey Dog is greeting us with 4 yos, or perhaps is intending to just give us double fisting yo-yos.
Oh, nice.
Yo-yo.
Yo-yo.
Can you mute me for a second?
Yeah, of course.
I made it.
You're good.
Back.
Down. Kingdom of Metal.
No,
Be
if
good.
you're here, you aren't missing the last game.
Yay.
That is correct. That is a true statement. Yeah. Do you feel like you're back? Do you feel like you are back?
I feel like I've been gone a million years.
Are you friend?
Jesus. Are you back, you friend?
I mean, for Changeling, it really has
Hype
been.
Then the hype train starts.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, Pook.
Oh,
Oh, that's sweet, Elenaria. Hello back to Zebruka. Ooh. That's for you, Kate.
Ooh.
Oh. Letting him be unbreakable. Yeah, okay, I'll take it. Thank you, Pook.
I mean, what happens if you
Very
break
sweet.
this session?
It's a real big problem, I'd say.
That's what I'm looking for.
Aww. And somehow you made it a hype, somehow we made it to that hype level with the.
Well, we're off to
you.
a great start. We've all become
Beautiful bastard.
blubbering messes, and moving right along. Oh God!
Ready? With
Yes,
our
we are.
transparent tissues.
That's
Oh,
right.
why did I put on mascara today? That was a stupid idea.
What did I
too.
put on mascara?
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
John.
Want these eyes popping?
Oh, we're fools.
Thank
He's
you.
gifting subs, but he's gifting subs to my channel.
And yet, hooray! Into the future. Thank you so incredibly muchly, Pukajutsu et al. That means and
JT
all.
sub to my channel now. Thanks
That's
to
great.
Jujutsu.
Nice.
Which I still continue to read as JT Silvervo.
Yeah, me too, right?
Yeah. Silverbo. Silverbo.
Thank you, Poops.
Yes, really
you.
incredible.
So for those of you who aren't aware of what people are talking about in chat, there is a new channel.
Oh.
We'll be talking a bit more about it probably at the end.
Terrible.
But we have a new Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RPGclinic. And our future games will happen there. But we wanted to make sure everyone was able to catch the end of Changeling, so we aren't making the move quite yet. So yeah.
You'll all. Yes. 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 Thank you.
What a hype!
This
train.
is quite something. Hey, John.
Your eye yield.
Ooh. We're just gonna cut here.
All right, thanks for joining us,
Yep.
everyone.
You poking? Oh,
The
you know what? You
book.
could probably fake it there. That's
Yeah.
fair.
The book has a
Power off button.
I was gonna call it a murder switch. It's not really what it's called.
Kill switch.
Kill switch.
Yes, we also have a new
Or perhaps
YouTube.
you are a band and you could be kill switch engaged.
That's right. I remember Kill Switch Engage.
We also have a new YouTube channel. Liz is going to finish up archiving things on her channel for Changeling, and then
Correct.
we're going to switch it all over. But there are playlists on our new RPG Clinic channel. You just
Yay!
realize that as we move forward into seasons, let's be consistent with names.
Yeah, you can find all of our wonderful content under that branding.
And we, in turn, will be branding ourselves with the words RPG Clinic.
That's my head. Why? I didn't choose this. Your head or your ass, Scott.
That's okay. You can just wear
Yeah, you
like a
choose your head.
bandage over your forehead forever.
Oh, that's a good point.
Group
We should have
tattoos.
bangs. John, group tattoos, what do you think?
Look,
Non-committal.
two of us have tattoos.
Good point.
Two of us do not.
I'll do
Blood
you if you do me.
Yes. Here we go.
Obsidian Heart just
Obsidian,
pushed us over
thank
the
you.
hype train.
What?
That's a lot of bits. Wow, Maui.
Hypey!
Holy crap. Thanks, Obsidian
Oh
Heart.
my goodness.
You truly have a heart made of flesh and blood. And obsidian if you want it to be. Like, rock on.
Thanks,
And
you.
Elenaria.
Sure.
Yeah, it's true.
Y'all are so
This is
fab.
great. I will...
Who
I'll
do
share-
you think, Mr. Rich?
Yeah, that's a good question, Mr. Rich. Who do you think? I want to share a quick anecdote from before we started streaming tonight because I thought this is fun. This doesn't impact the last session, although I think it's pretty funny just given the timing. We were talking about, this game that we've been playing for like 3 years? 3.5 years?
Every fucking week.
Every fucking week. And Liz was like, I don't even remember how we were talking about Braum, and Liz was like, wait, how old is Braum? And I was like, I don't know, like 45? And she was like, he's pushing 60. What do you mean?
Yeah, I thought he was like 57 this entire time.
Oh, that's great. Whoa, what is happening in there?
Everyone's guessing who has the tattoo.
Yep.
But there's
So far people
look at
think
all these
it's
bits that
me.
are happening.
I thought that Braum was in his 50s, late 50s, and Scott kindly informed me that was not the case. I'm not sure I believe
Damn.
Well,
him.
now you have to
Now
get
you
that
need
tattoo.
one. A dragon with a headset running cues from
Sounds
a
I
board.
can like totally fucking picture
I
it.
Yeah,
might
me
get that
too.
just for fun.
Although like cables could
Been
like
wanting a full
form maybe
back
the
tap
tail
for a
of the dragon
while.
or something. It
And
could
like
like
you can adjust the sound levels by flexing your shoulders.
yeah, it looks like it's moving the. That's
Thank you, Trey Dog. That makes so much sense.
Oh,
It amuses me.
Mm-mm.
It amuses me that people are guessing and yet no one was correct.
Ah,
I'm the one with the tattoo. Technically, I'm the one who got the tattoo first.
yes.
Liz has
Had
many
to
more.
throw that in there, didn't
I've
you?
had, I have more tattoo
is a true
years
statement.
than you do.
That is.
But I have more
True.
tattoos.
That's correct.
And
Tattoo
so,
years.
Oh.
So like eventually you'll go further than me because every one of your tattoos counts.
because Liz has an addiction now, as Mr. Chapley says. Very true. Bet you can't stop at one.
6.
Liz, I couldn't.
Perhaps I
Hey,
should
Trey
get
Dog.
one, and I will surprise everybody with it. Twin-base tatters.
Ooh.
Ergwyn, is it Jeeves? You can tell us.
Was it Countess Ware before Countess Ware even existed?
Damn.
I will
Ah.
not show you my tattoo. Partially because I don't. Well, I guess I could.
Yeah, it's
Should
not
I do a
against
tattoo
Twitch
review?
TOS.
On
Should
the
we
Froyo session?
on the Froyo? I was gonna say save it for the
Or
Froyo. That's
Should I
fun.
do a tattoo reveal? Because
Actually, yeah.
Half of which.
because very specifically, my tattoo relates to Changeling.
Sorry. I knew that. I just wanted to make it more dramatic.
But my
Sorry,
tattoo
everybody.
is not a. It is not a decoration. It was a reminder.
I'm not
Yeah,
taking my
Kathy
pants off.
said it today on book club. She's like, I'm
Yeah.
not showing you all because I'm not taking my pants off on stream.
Yeah.
I got to see it afterwards, though.
A new one?
Yeah, she got a new one. It's
Oh,
amazing.
wow.
It's really, really, really nice. It's on her hip. I don't know why I pointed backwards as though her hip is behind me.
It's
you know.
related to. It's not. It's not specifically a Changeling tattoo. It's just related to it.
Mm.
It isn't your Baylor mark, is it, Jev?
Oh, no, it's his Dante.
Dante Mark, yeah. Whoops.
Kathy is a centaur. Confirmed.
She's got a cutie mark on her hip.
Yes.
I've almost had this tattoo longer than my life without a tattoo. Now that I think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's going to be like, there is a point at which you'd have more time with than without, right?
Yep.
Till it becomes more you than you are.
I'm just really worried because, like, I would go in with an idea and I'd be like, I want this. And then I'd see something on the wall and be like, no, never mind, I want that. I'd be
That's
that
why
guy.
you
That's
go
why
in
you get
for
another one.
Yeah, or you
We
go
have
in for a
tons of skin.
consultation.
All right, I'm just gonna do it now because I don't want people to like
Okay.
bring it up forever.
There's so
Oh my god.
many places on
so
our bodies.
This, I feel now I'm exposing myself on camera, which
You are.
feels a little bit weird.
It is happening.
This
Oh!
is the kanji for the word dream.
Elenaria got it.
Eleanor, you knew it.
Knew me.
Wow. I
Flash alert.
Hi, cheeks. Welcome back. Yeah. It definitely was
There
creepy to
no,
say.
there was no titty
The
reveal.
jitty.
There was no nipples.
There's no jitty. I'm not allowed to reveal my nipples on stream.
They don't allow any nipples now. They've
no
no,
nipples.
longer done the female presenting nipples,
Okay.
which is like really vague.
Yeah, that
It's
is
like-
really vague. I'm
Yeah.
I'm really proud of everybody in the chat though. Like so
Thank you.
congratulations on getting to see John's tattoo, but also thank you for this
For
beautiful
the mad hype that's
hype
happening
train.
right now.
I'm seeing wonderful
really-
emotes happening over there
Really
as well.
appreciate it.
Blub.
Yeah, wow.
We couldn't have asked for better people to spend this last session with.
It's almost like we don't want to get the session started
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
once the session starts, it has to end.
Hasn't really hit me yet. Anyone else?
Well,
Oh,
tell you,
Thank you so much.
I
it's
too
time
was
to
gonna
find
start
out which one of
reading
you
stuff.
is going to be Aragorn's favorite for the last time.
Oh!
Elenario.
Thanks, Elenaria.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yes! We did it!
Go ahead.
Oh, yours should be last. I got appearance 7.
So hot.
Yes, it was The Witcher's.
Patches, by proximity, got appearance 3. She learned how to be hot by being near Sophia.
Yes,
I also
which
bought
made
appearance
Sophia
to- no, I'm
even
just
hotter. So
Hang on,
exciting.
what? You like subsumed Patches into you.
I was bringing you down. I get it.
Oh,
yeah, like
well.
Just a double bump.
One night, you just see Sophia sleeping and Patches like walk up to her holding like clippers. Now I will have appearance.
Oh my god.
Meow. And I bought Empathy 4 with a specialty in women whose names start, women whose names start with a hard K sound, which is a really hard specialty to write in the amount of space that I have.
hard K.
I'm really hoping people are into
Y'all
it.
should know that Scott has been talking about wanting to do this for a year, possibly.
Everyone's been talking about doing this for like...
And Aragorn's been talking about it for longer.
Aragorn, I will admit
Oh,
that
damn!
when he first
Yes, sorry, yes.
asked for it, he asked for a specialty in Kyoko.
Yeah.
And I said you could take Kyoko or you could take women whose name starts with a hard K
This is
sound.
like the tattoo parlor all over again.
Yeah.
I came in with an idea, and John's like, what about this one?
Why not all the women?
Well,
I am pushing 60, so.
But Aragorn, what happens when Kyoko dies
the fuck?
in this session?
What?
Something I haven't told you.
That triggered a bingo? Oh, for fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake!
Hooray.
I will remind you that there is no play the game this game. However, there will be a fancy corner. But
Oh, I love fancy
more
corner.
than that, next week on this channel there will be the Froyo session where we're going to reminisce about the entire campaign, answer your questions as well as yours. I will open up the GM notebook, which is my head. Might have a couple of games to go with it.
Oh!
Hey, twerk.
Hey, Torgal, what you playing?
But why don't you say what happened last session?
Was pretty uneventful.
It was legendary last session.
So we were facing down Zizak, big angry werewolf woman.
Yep. A legendary guru.
Real angry, really strong, really painful. We got
Fucking Patrick.
Patrick!
Sorry, Kate. Interrupt.
Sorry.
Fucking top mom.
that's no, thank you, please. Someone else.
Yes. Yeah. So we were in the midst of trying to. Well, Zizak was trying to obtain the rocket containment unit from Patches, who was doing an excellent job of pretending that it was actually the code for the rocket, which is what she wanted. There was a big fight. She told us that she was, one of the legendary Black Spiral dancers. She wanted to bring about the apocalypse. We managed to get away from her and her Hellfire Whip by flicker flashing to the mountain, where we were confronted by a worse sight, green flames around the cairn on the mountain, and High Lord Leetalee, which is a very pleasant name, but not a pleasant person, unveiling his master plan to establish dominion over the Garou once more.
Yeah, he waxed poetic about how he wanted to manipulate and use the Guru. And then the three of us said, well, we'll just use Kronos to show them what you did.
And then the Guru showed up. And then Patches unleashed Kronos and showed them what he just said.
It was amazing.
So Zizek pulled Leetalee down into the pits of hell, essentially. Thumbs up. And then, however, we did have to fight her and her pack, which was, I won't say everything, but there were a lot of epic things that happened. Silver raining from the sky, a dragon showed up. We had flying Patches and storm-shrouded Brahms.
Brahm died casually.
Well, so Brahm and Zizek were locked in single combat inside a cage.
One-on-one.
One-on-one. He was struck down, but Patches.
But
Oh.
Sophia broke open
Struck down.
a barrier to allow entry. And we saw that
Sophia
he
unleashed
was...
Sovereign on that.
Yes. And then we saw that he was struck down, and so Patches deja vu'd and undid the death.
So
It was awesome.
in the end, we were able to defeat the pack, including Zizek, in her incredible rage, was held back and eventually struck down as well. I think that's where we left. Oh no, we left it with Baron Duke Velen. I think he said he drove up in a car. I think is what you said, which is wild.
Oh, no, yeah, it was
Somehow.
a Ferrari or something, wasn't it?
Yes.
So good. And swore Neale
Yeah.
to Sophia. Did not swear anything as of yet.
No, he dropped to his knees.
Dropped to his knees, which
She
might be a
said-
bunk.
She said Neale, and
Yeah.
he dropped to his knees.
Might be
We'll
a
see
bunk
when-
for something. Who knows?
It's true.
It's pretty epic.
Before we get into game, we're going to go over some of the safety tools that we have. We have these cards. Chat, you do not. You do have a green card, but we'll get into what you can use in a moment. What do they mean? We have our green card, which means that despite my outward appearance, even if I look sad or angry, I'm actually totally okay with what's going on. It's just being in the character. However, if a yellow card is flashed, it means that we may need to slow down, divert from the current topic. We're reaching a barrier for me, something that I don't necessarily want to continue down this path. And a red card means you've crossed a line, something's happened that I'm not comfortable with. You never have to justify why you use the red card. It just means, okay, let's stop, let's figure out, and find a way to go back into the game in a way that is safe and comfortable for us all. Chat, you may have no cards, but you do have a few tools. You can whisper either of our moderators or John. I will mention that at the moment with our current setup, I am able to see John's screen, though I have to really lean over to read his chat. But if you want to stay anonymous, you can ask Erwin or Crosshair, and they can pass it on to John privately without your name being associated. And otherwise, if you need to, we encourage you to leave because we'd rather you be safe and comfortable than just stick around for us. But we'd rather find a way to make the game good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love games. I mean, I really do. I've tried to link every opening for this chronicle to a game or to my experience playing games. And not necessarily role-playing games. Often it's board games, sometimes video games, but I love games. And the best part about games is that there are so many of them. And there's no real rule about when the next one has to start. You can play whatever you want. Find the right players, find the right moments, and they're there for you. Most games end. They have to. For a lot of games, it's because there has to be a winner that's declared. And for some games, it's because everyone at the table has either won or lost. Role-playing games are different. For the vast majority of role-playing games, there isn't a winner or a loser. There is simply a game. This one's ending today. Within 3 hours. We've been going on for over 400.
Crazy.
This is not the longest game that has ever been played, obviously. This isn't the longest game that I've played. This isn't even the longest Changeling game that I've played. But we've packed so much into these hours of play. And we're moving on. We're moving on to new games, new experiences. We're even moving on to a new channel. But that doesn't mean that we can't celebrate the end of a game well played. Whether it's reaching across the board with a hand outstretched, whether it's typing GG at the end of a game because you're wanting to at least show some small bit of sportsmanship after you've absolutely thrashed opponents whose faces you'll never see, or whether everybody just nods and closes the book. Games end. But without games ending, we're robbed of the finality of the experience. All good things must.
Should we take a moment to look at
Yeah.
levels for John just before we continue? Is it more even now, everyone? Scott was boosting the levels a little bit, so if that helped.
Your pack is on, John. I can't see the flashes in the reflection, but that doesn't mean they're not there.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
on.
Oh, I'm on. Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Can you just check the D receiver?
Yep.
It's on?
Oh yeah.
Is that
I,
its full?
I see it's bouncing
volume?
around and everything. I don't see it peaking or anything, but cool.
Okay.
Velen drops to his knees. And he looks up, and all of you are still afloat.
Mhm.
The fires are dying down, starting to dwindle. The body of Zajak laid out.
Ooh.
Sophia lowers back to the ground, guiding Kyoko, and will help her like sit or stand or lean or whatever. Let's have a talk, you and I.
Here.
No. She gestures to like just outside the clearing.
Are there others?
No, this is just for you and me.
Are there other enemies?
I don't know yet.
Just you and me.
Yes.
All right.
Do you require any assistance, Your Grace?
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right, good. Yeah. Yeah.
He reaches out with a hand.
Okay. I go to help him to his feet.
He's leaning on you a bit heavily, and then he takes a look at Brushstroke and just wipes off the blood off the blade and sheathes it. And then he immediately looks up to see whether Patches is injured.
I'm injured, but I'm headed down. You've got Kyoko, you've got Zeron, Cog and
injury egged or
Talus. Some eggs, some not.
The one that's not, you've been healing through the Well of Life.
Great.
So.
I am aggravated for sure. I'd like to, well, we have to secure the area. I'd like to look for, well, the combatants that weren't in a van, so Fala and Incisor.
Fala is unconscious, but she's gaining consciousness. She never
Good.
died.
Okay, well, that's good.
Incisor, surprisingly, was not terribly hurt. She protected Sophia, but
Nice.
I think
that
she
was
had a
about it.
crazy oaken shield that was punched through, but didn't get
Oh,
to
that's
her
right,
actual, if I
yes.
recall correctly.
Cool.
You can actually knock somebody out even if they have an Oaken Shield active. If you do more damage than somebody's stamina, they have to roll to see
Oh,
if
that's
they stay
right, yeah.
conscious. But
Hey, lost terror, thank you.
High Lord Lee.
So, for this conversation, you are going to convince me that you deserve to live. I need to know who the next head of House Baelor will be. Yes, the next head of House Baelor. I need a reason why we should blame all of this on High Lord Leetali, and not you.
Shouldn't you? Isn't it obvious? If you wish for me to beg for my life, I could easily do so.
I don't wish that, no. I wish useful information. So, what is your standing within the House? Can you secure an alliance for me, or are you of no use?
I think that's a veiled threat.
It is.
So I think I need you to roll that. It's a manipulation.
Great.
Sweet.
Dee 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 dee.
Ooh, I'm going to spend a willpower. I'd like for this to go well. That'd be nice. Ooh, one success.
High Lord Leetali was raised by those, and he angles his head back towards the battlefield. But he's always resented it. He forced me to take part in a plan in order to gain dominion over them. And for that, he needed a device that didn't exist. A device that I knew was being created here, but that had subsequently been destroyed. I suspected that Zista Flex still knew how to create one. I was the one who informed High Lord Leetali that I could get a hold of another one of those rockets for him.
And when he determined that you were no longer of use, he gave us permission to dispose of you.
In exchange for immunity.
And immunity is null and void now. Who do you think will take control of the house now?
In Baelor, if you don't know who's going to take the house, it certainly won't be you.
So you're telling me you don't know.
No.
Can you find out?
The news hasn't even begun to spread of his death. I only just found out now. It will take time for the news to go throughout the house and for the frontrunners to emerge. I imagine I could come up with a list of names.
Good.
It won't be me. I was the reason for his downfall. I imagine that it is very possible that I will not survive.
Oh, it's very possible.
If not by you, than by someone else. A lot of wrong has been done.
Yes, it has. My husband was shackled with cold iron at Heart's Light while you were in charge.
Yes.
The fact that we're even talking right now is a miracle.
I don't believe in miracles. I only believe in dreams.
It's pretty words.
We're pretty people.
Get me
Perhaps
the
that's all we
names.
have.
Get me the names. You have 1 hour. You know everything, so that shouldn't be difficult. Swear me an oath right now that if you do not get the names, I will turn you in to High Queen Lenore, and you will go willingly.
You'll have the names.
Swear.
I'll just give you the names right now. And he rattles off 6 or 7 names.
With my politics ranking, would I know of any of them?
It'd be tough, but you can make a roll.
Why not?
Difficulty is 9. You're not Baelor. And Baelor isn't
Not
really
yet.
one of those like wide open book houses.
Not one of those publish their bands in the paper kind of houses, you know?
Oh, wait. That's 3 successes.
You have heard of a few. Baelor tend to be on Liam's watch list because they're kind of antithetical in a way. While Baelor does not wish to return to Arcadia, they also have no real love for mortals either.
Sucks.
But of the names that he's given you,
Yeah.
there are a couple who you think you'd be able to find back channels to talk to them.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean by back channels?
Like contacts?
Trash
So back channels are unofficial, like it isn't as back channels between 2 countries is like conversations that aren't meant to be public, and it isn't even meant to be known that the countries are talking about this certain subject. Same deal here.
Gain 3 per advancement token kind of situation.
Yes.
Sorry.
Fucking dick.
Patrick called you on it. Will you swear fealty to me? Right now.
I outrank you.
Do you really? So that was true.
Yes. I will not swear fealty to you. I will leave this place.
I need some kind of assurance that you won't act against me from afar. So, since you've given me the names, you have an hour to think of one.
An hour.
Yes.
I'll remain here.
She heads back.
Zeron is ensuring that the Well of Life that was created is available to anybody who needs to take a nibble of Sophia's hair.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I would like to start getting in touch with those who weren't here with us. Anyone who was left back at Heart's Light or other environs.
So there's Saley,
Yeah.
end of line.
Where's Claude? He was chimerically
He's here.
left
He's
him?
just-
Or did we bring him with us? No, we left him at the front door. No, we brought him with us when we wayfared
I'm trying to
here.
remember now, yeah.
Yes.
Didn't we leave him?
No, we were going to, and then we brought him with us. So he's here.
Just up against a tree,
Just in
probably.
a bush.
Sister
Yeah.
Flex is someone we don't have the whereabouts of.
Yeah,
I don't know where he is. Straight up.
No, oh, he's mortal, and
Oh
was-
my god, of
Yeah,
course,
so
yes,
I
we
think
know
not
exactly where he is.
He thinks he's
That's
mortal.
true, so we can
So Patch is gonna wait until she's sure that things are clear. I guess what she's gonna do is grab the RCU, the Rocket Containment Unit, and get our hands on that.
It's got a rocket in it.
Yeah.
The rocket is irreparable.
Good.
That's part of the point of the containment
Yeah.
unit. It was never activated.
Yeah.
So, because you guys all played it smart.
Then at that point,
Well-
I'll drop the cantrip that's affecting him.
Without anyone else being around him, that may be confusing.
Okay, then I'll wait.
Duh! That'd be really scary, right?
Oh no.
Is it a long walk to the cairn that was surrounded by flames?
I mean, it's the mountain. You can get anywhere on the mountain within a while. It's a bit of a hike.
Everyone is kind of currently with Patches and Zeron. I want to, if Kyoko is in any shape, to come with me. I want to take the body of Zizak to the cairn.
I want you to roll me your intelligence, Greymare,
Get me up.
at a difficulty of 8.
Okay. I have a I have a specialty in glamour, John.
No.
Four successes.
Yeah, don't
Hey.
bring something worm-tainted into a cairn. They don't like it.
Got it. I do want to let them know that these, especially because not all of the Guru are dead. Straight up, at least one is frozen. So,
Yeah, there's actually only one, the frozen one.
right.
Everyone
okay.
else is
dead. Okay. Well, I do want to let them know because I imagine they're going to want to like do something with them, or maybe have us burn them. or something. So I would, if it's not too dangerous to leave everybody else, I want to go with Kyoko.
Remember what happened the last time you were separated from the party?
Okay, thanks, Liz.
So, in other words, you're heading up the mountain to try to get things
I
resolved.
want to make sure they're okay.
You're
Trying to catch up with all of our loose, like Incisor, Helena, and then, yeah, just trying to get locations on everyone.
Helena is already on her way to Montreal, so
'Kay.
she'll be there eventually. Incisors there.
Okay, Incisors here? Great.
Yeah, she was protecting Sophia.
Right. Great. Just gonna.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I understand.
Keep eyes on everyone.
It takes about an hour for everything else to fall back into place. The Guru on the mountain are notified. There's a certain amount of disbelief that the chosen of the Green Dragon is dead.
I mean, sure.
There's a certain amount of celebration. However, several Guru did fall in this attack, but they're not overly mournful of this. I mean, they care.
Sure.
But at the same time, this is an incredibly huge blow that was struck. Arrangements are made to ensure that the area that you are in will be cleansed.
Okay.
It will take some time, but that then they would welcome their Fey allies to watch over this area.
I was like, finally, that's all I wanted
To what?
With
for a freehold.
Oh,
with
sure.
an exception. This freehold must be open to allies of the Guru if they need to stay somewhere. As long as they prove that they aren't acting against your best interests, they're to be allowed, alongside the Eshiat, their 3 nights, if they request.
Okay. Making a note of that. Well, obviously, I'll thank them as well, as profusely as I can, and just tell them, that I'm happy we were able to be of service in destroying such a threat to the world.
Kaylee looks at you and just shakes her head. Don't think of it as service. For every step that we take to save this world, we save ourselves as well.
That is true. And in doing something for each other, we help ourselves.
Velen agrees to swear an oath that he will ensure that your immunity will extend to the killing of Li Tili as opposed to the killing of himself. That he will do everything in his power to divert Baelor attention from this city. And then he lays out a reasonable plan as to why he would do this anyway. The Duchy of the County of Cross the Shadow is no longer something that they can reasonably hold any claim to. You have the evidence that the Duke is not the rightful owner of this county. And you also have the evidence that Baelor were willing to throw Fey lives after something that would involve a political disruption of a massive proportion. He feels that his services would be best found elsewhere. He agrees to yield his freehold.
Nice.
I bet it is really nice.
It is.
How do you know?
And stake no claim on it, as long as you agree to not persecute him or prosecute him.
Sophia agrees to swear that oath.
Then it's done. He immediately heads back to his freehold, which is no longer his freehold, and empties it.
Even of my stuff? Bastard.
Oh,
No,
He's the one who takes the
no,
shampoos
I
from
think
hotels.
we mean his
His
personal
freehold.
freehold.
Oh, his personal. I
No,
thought you meant
Heart's
Heart's
Light.
Light. I'm like, oh my
I'll
god.
take your cat dishes and I'll take your...
My candelabras.
That's my
Fuck.
shit. Yeah, no, it's like, it's a totally new...
Oh, does that mean
Place
his
that we-
freehold is up for grabs?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he said.
Oh.
He's giving up his freehold.
yeah.
I
to
understood
you.
that to be Heart's Light. Now it all
No.
makes... Okay. All right. Yes.
I thought you were more... Yeah, I thought you'd be more excited.
Freeholds. This is the one that's creepily underground?
Yes.
Yes. I wanted a lair.
Secret villain.
Yeah.
Not so secret anymore, it would seem. Yay.
And that just leaves one loose end.
I swore not to persecute or prosecute, but there's nothing about straight up murder.
That would be considered persecution.
Fair.
No, that'd
The
be
spirit of
considered
the phrase.
Execution.
Does this freehold have a name?
Oh, boy.
Not anymore.
I'm going to call it the Grotto.
I wouldn't call it that.
Why not?
That name has certain connotations.
Okay, never mind.
Sexy ones?
What?
Yeah, the sexy connotations.
All right,
okay.
I'll name it when I see it. Good idea, everyone.
Oh, boy.
You gonna go find Sister Flex?
I'm gonna stop by Heart's Light on my way.
What do you
Bring-
need at Heart's Light?
McAllister.
It's not clear where his body is.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Patches. Well, I'll meet you there
I
or
mean,
whatever.
I feel like we're all gonna sort of head back that way. Some will head to the Spark, some will head to Heart's Light. Hop in the van with Tellus. Choo choo.
Choo choo. Leading out the windows. But seriously, we need to find McAllister's body.
Yeah.
This is a
Oh,
problem.
yeah, this
I want to give Cog some props when I get in the van.
Did I fuck it up?
No, you fucked them up.
I'm
Good
not
work.
running anymore.
No, you're fighting. You're fighting well.
As long as we're living in a fairy tale, I know what side I want to be on.
Good.
It's not easy shooting out of a moving vehicle.
Certainly isn't. Thanks for the steady driving.
Where is he?
Probably headed back to Nelson's garage. It was the only way I could think that he'd forget how to turn on the rocket.
You could have killed him.
Yeah, I could have.
Thanks for not doing that.
I'm glad I thought of a better alternative.
So, what happens now?
Looking for names.
Rebuild. Sophia continues to build. Look to the future. Remind Baylor how readily we quash them if they ever decide to poke around here again.
They won't.
Somehow I doubt they will.
To the spark. And then Heart's Light, and then to grab Sister. And then back to the spark.
Why go to the spark first?
I point to like the various other people in the van.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. It's 1 week later.
Oh.
Sister who?
Whoops.
You'll get him back.
What? He doesn't have a house. Doesn't count.
Kenwyn has, through various different legal means, set up appropriate trusts for this artists collective. And he's insisting that you meet their first applicant.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's exciting.
I just thought that maybe this was important for you to see, the effects that you're having. We're going to be able to keep an eye on a lot of places now. We're going to be able to get the advanced warnings, but also the advanced good news through these. He's right in through here.
She puts her hand on Kenwyn's arm. I'm so glad you see the value in this.
Of course I see value, but there's something more important than that. Peace.
Here's hoping.
That's the hard part about peace, Your Grace. Or, sorry. That's the hard part about peace, Your Excellency. Unfortunately, you have to fight for it every day.
I'm glad you're by our side when we do.
I know how to pick the winning side.
Pats him on the arm, continues on.
Inside the room, holding his hands behind his back and looking a little shy, is Pierre-Luc.
Oh, shit.
It's from bonus session, whatever. Like,
1.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So
That was when I
two-
had pink hair, y'all.
So pink.
Sophia, too.
That too.
A police officer with sculpting
I mean, he's a sculptor.
on the side. I didn't realize that this was coming from you.
Yes. A lot has changed since we last saw each other.
You've done well for yourself.
Thank you.
And I think that this is something that I can do. I don't have to be a police officer anymore.
It's wonderful to hear you speak like that, because the last time we spoke, this was barely a shard of your life.
I got inspired.
She's gonna sit down, a little pad of paper, puts on her glasses.
So,
Oh, they don't have actual frame.
Got it.
Oh God,
purely
no.
decorative.
They're
I
glamour
understand. I'm
glasses.
sorry. So
what
he
do you
can't see.
think you could bring to this residency?
I have a lot of contacts in and among the youth. That's what I was doing when I was patrolling. I know who to reach out to find those who are starting to fall through the cracks of the system. Those who show promise to bring something new to the world.
And you're prepared to put in the time commitment?
Your man outside said that I had access to a workshop.
Mm.
I'm willing to earn that. I want to earn that.
Very glad to hear it.
I'm just glad that somebody saw what I could do.
It's funny, after that, a lot happened. A lot. And I didn't really get the chance to see somebody else like I used to. So thank you for coming back and for reminding me of why I do this.
Merci.
Merci à toi.
I mean, I'd like to enchant him, if that's cool.
I mean, you don't have to ask me if it's cool.
She'd like to extend her hand, say, welcome aboard, and then freaking enchant him.
That would be such a mind fuck.
I know.
No idea.
Yeah.
So you extend your hand,
Oh my
and
god.
he looks at it and he laughs a little bit because, of course, hands.
I know. He's got a thing for hands.
It's just yesterday for him, really.
He takes it and he shakes it. And then he understands that reality is so inadequate to describe the world. Patches.
Yay.
Fuse's office has become a little more whimsical since the last time you were there, because he has taken it upon himself to take every half-finished thing that's happened in the annex and finish it himself.
That's cool.
That's a lot of half-finished things.
Now, thankfully, there aren't that many, but every once in a while, when somebody abandons a project, he takes it as a personal mission to see if he can find some way to finish it. Of course, it also means that if he manages to correct it, then he gets to put his name on the patent.
Classic.
Nice job, Fuse.
But there's currently a Newton's cradle that's sitting on his desk, but each individual ball is filled with some kind of strange squishy suspension, so that when it goes up and falls, it just, and then you can see that they start quivering with energy.
Ooh.
But they don't bounce back and forth. It's just constantly collecting more and more and more, storing it.
That sounds scary.
And every once in a while, he just lifts one or two of them and just lets them fall. And instead of like the tuck, 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 it just kind of goes. You know, one of these days, this thing's going to pop.
Yeah, it's going to make a mess of your whole office.
I need an excuse to clean anyway.
Suppose so. So,
What's on your mind?
feel like we can do more with the annex. I feel like there's something that a lot of Cathane out there could use, which is a way to start their lives as Cathane. And so what I'd propose is a scholarship that I will personally start. We'll provide room and board. Any Kith. They can work here, seek mentorship from any who wish to offer it. And we can help get them into universities here in Halifax if they choose to continue their mortal education. But the purpose would be so that they can be amongst their own kind and to foster their creativity.
You know, we could use somebody to run that program. You ever considered just staying here?
I've sworn oaths to a lot of places. Sister has claimed to me, the Queen herself has claimed to me.
Claim to you?
I am her knight.
I don't see you staying in Terranar.
No.
Fuck that place.
I don't think I'm the kind of teacher that Sister Flex is. Perhaps one day. But you seem to have taken an interest in everyone else's creations. Not that I'm volunteering you for another job, of course.
I'll take care of it. But I'm going to need you to promise to swing by every once in a while to make sure that things are okay.
Absolutely. And I can try to... I can help seeking mentors amongst the Cathane. There might be someone here at the Best Inn who would be quite eager to teach the young knockers.
Why are you being so focused on the annex still?
It's mine, in a way. It's everyone's, but it's something I've made. I mean, I could just throw money at some college somewhere, but that wouldn't help the Cathane.
It's true.
You know, that is the best part about being a teacher. It's not just a building that gets to be yours.
Well, I'm happy to act as a dean or some similar position. I'm happy to advise.
You keep acting like this, and they're going to make you a Diane whether you want it or not. Do you want it?
Would they take me as a noble? Wouldn't that complicate their neutrality?
The Diane are never meant to be neutral. We're not impartial judges. We're out to make sure that Knockerdom manages to kick the cuck out of anything that comes at us.
Isn't it better to have an ambassador out there in the world rather than sitting in an ever messier office?
We'll see what happens when you get older.
One day.
One day.
Secretly casting Chronos to de-age, but keep myself from aging. Pew, pew, pew.
Just keep going back in time. That's crazy.
We'll start it. We'll make sure that the option is open to those who wish to study here at the Annex.
Let me know if there's any extra assets you need.
There's always going to be assets that we're going to need. But I know where to find you. It turns out that lighting a spark sometimes is one of the hardest things. But this one's easy.
Oh.
It's strange. It's obviously not easy. You had to go through a lot to get here. But the final moment of watching the balefire erupt into life is not is not the momentous occasion that everyone makes it out to be. It is not the capstone, but it is the beginning. The members of the Golden Braid are there with you when it happens.
Can I be there too?
You'll see the place, I'm sure, at some point. Sophia wanted to be there as well.
Don't look at me like that. That's up to you whether you want to invite
He
her.
said no.
Sure. I said you would see it at some point. Fine, you're
She
there.
wants to be there for the lighting of the balefire.
Oh,
She wants
I
to
understand.
She wants to collect all the freeholds. Gotta catch them all.
So, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Good. Then you're there. Yeah. You're there.
You did an excellent job. But perhaps it would be appropriate to give Her Excellency the tour.
Of course. I am not much of a guide, but I can do my best to show you what we have to offer here at the Braided Pines. Sorry.
Are you already cracking up over the own name that you came up with for this freehold?
I'm very emotional right now.
I understand.
I like
you.
it, Brom.
Thank you. We are already here in the main room, but I would advise you to look out this east-facing window. So, briefly, the sort of like the main focal point of the freehold is like a very... It's not so much expansive as it just feels like it's a very cozy kind of ski lodge feel. The centerpiece of it is the balefire with like carved stone. It's depicting various sort of like Kithane moments of battle through the years and that sort of thing.
Are they all featuring you?
Well, I was the model
Sure.
for some of them, I'm sure. No doubt.
60 years old. especially.
60 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like his 60-year-old self. Yeah. If you are to look out, there's 4 very large windows. One on each kind of cardinal direction. They've all been enchanted to show a different season, sort of like at home fires, but rather than portals to different places, it's portals to different moments in the year through that here on the mountain. There's also a feeling when you come in, it's somehow the freehold has that feeling of like coming in from a storm. I don't know if I can describe it any better
Smells
than
like
that.
ozone.
Yeah. And pine, hence the name.
A wood burning fireplace.
Right. Well, glamour burning, but similarly, yes.
Also, is McAllister here?
Oh, this isn't named the McAllister Memorial.
I'd like to take you to
Mount
old...
McAllister.
I'd like to take you to old goat legs in the back here.
There's just a mound in the...
I
So
see a
was
crutch
he-
by the fire.
So he was killed. Truly.
Where is McAllister?
It takes more than
Okay, cool. Good. Because I was like, you
More than
skipped
a-
us a week, and I was like, oh,
than a weak-ass Baylor to take me down.
oh good.
He was pretty tough.
He's a little, like, unfortunately, his limp's gotten worse.
Okay, oh god.
Is he in like
He can get a
a
badass
lazy
cane.
boy like leather wheelchair that he can like control and move all around?
No, he's not. He's not in a wheelchair.
Okay.
He's just now. When formerly he
Have, like,
had
a
his
Scotch
cane
holder.
as more of an emphasis, so now he needs it.
He's really leaning
Right.
on it. Here, I'll, given that the Braided Pines will also...
Yeah, she'll stood and named it the memorial, the McAllister Memorial Balefire.
I kind of quirk
I mean,
my
we
eyebrow
can
at
push
him.
you in, and it can become that. Would you like to feed the balefire in its infancy?
Would you like to see a try if you can get a hold of me?
All right, we do not need to fight here. However,
Training.
I
I'll
believe-
negotiate you right in the Balefire.
I would like to point out to Lord McAllister, if he hasn't already seen it yet, I kind of quirk my eyebrow and I motion to the back wall where there are indeed, there is a carving of the current members of the Golden Braid with space for more. I've commissioned someone to do this.
What about
There's a question
what
mark
about the
over him.
posthumous members of the Golden Braid?
Aww.
Yeah.
Do you remember their names?
Kay and Celian. Nailed it. Nailed it. Whew. I'll show them the other sort of small rooms and features. There's a room. This is sort of an armory / training room. There's also what Kyoko and Patches very intelligently suggested would be like, wouldn't it be good to have like a war room, a planning room, where we can kind of like keep tabs on things, the situation here in Montreal and across
have
Concordia.
like a giant map on the table.
So that was Brahm's idea, but of course it's mostly focused around the computers that are in this
Fair
room.
Kyoko just took a pandemic board and photocopied it so that it got bigger.
So that Brahm could like occupy himself.
Why is there
while
a
the crew
nuclear
moves are-
bomb on this on Montreal here? I don't. What's
Oh,
that?
that's
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Spoilers.
However, Brahm has also left the tic-tac-toe wall more or less as intact as possible. And there's still space on it. If there are any really important decisions to be made, the members of the Golden Braid could play the tic-tac-toe for it.
Every once in a while, people report hearing the whispers of a slua if they're looking at the tic-tac-toe board.
Oh, it's kind of haunted. I love it.
Jesus.
Sorry. Well, this is it. It's not perfect yet, but I believe it is a beginning and a place where all of the members of the Braid and its allies, and of course all those who support us in our mission, can gather and relax.
You did it, Brahm.
I suppose I did.
Well done.
And Brahm sits down on, there's like a bench along the wall, and he kind of like sags a little bit under his 60-year-old bones. No, he does in fact look a bit older and more like,
I know that look.
mm.
McAllister comes over and he just parks himself next to you on the bench. It creaks a little more.
What?
Or like, do you make sure that all the benches are like built to hold a lot of
No.
girth?
I mean, they are, but they still creak when you sit on them. That's for sure.
You're not giving up on your adventures, are you?
Giving up?
That's the look of a man who wants an opportunity to take a good sit.
I like to sit. Don't you?
There's a big difference between a sit and a sit.
I suppose that is true. I haven't made up my mind just yet, but I think what we've all managed to accomplish, Lord McAllister, has been perhaps enough for the dreams of one lifetime.
He cocks his head over towards Patches. So you're letting the younger generation take over then, are you?
I'll have to prove their worth.
What? What's the wink for?
Well, it was because it was sort of it was meant as a bit of a joke. They've already proved their worth, you see.
No, there's no joke there.
Hmm.
The legends of Brahm just continue to grow. And I know that it's not the end here, not now. But there is always going to be more opportunity to prove yourself. Yourself, herself. It's not the sort of thing that you just put down. That's the hell of it. There's peace out there. Peace is something you have to fight for every day. If you want a truly just peace.
One day, I will have fought as much as I can, and it will be to someone else. That is the truth of it. But you are right, Lord McAllister. There is still much peace out in the world to find, and to fight for, and to defend.
I love my dreams. I love them. They're what keep me going, day after day. But I got to have my dreams. I want to make sure that everybody can have their dreams. The dreams they want. The dreams that mean that they all get to have them. Peace is something that we fight for. But we fight for everyone's peace. Yeah?
You bet.
And he pushes himself up off of his cane. And he stands up. At least you got a good liquor cabinet in here.
Now, we don't restock it all the time, so...
Or what?
Nothing.
No, I didn't think so. And he's heading over towards Patches.
Okay, good.
You mind if we take a walk?
Wherever you like.
Around. I got to keep this thing moving.
Go for a turn about the room, shall we?
That's impressive here.
Brom did well. Brom did really well.
Do you mind if I ask a difficult question?
Ask away.
What can I do for you?
Train me. Lead me.
That's about the wisest thing that anyone has ever said to me.
Fix me a drink.
Okay, now that's the one that's the wisest. How long have you been like us? Have you known?
What?
Since you crystallized?
Not all
It's
that
been about
long.
4 years, I think. You've been
I
going for
wasn't
about a year before
super.
the events of
I
this
think
game?
a little bit longer than that.
Okay. But not long.
3, so 6 years.
6.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
So you had a few years of relative obscurity, and now a few years of relative infamy.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer?
Somewhere in the middle.
Ah. Right.
I don't get to go down to nothing. Can't erase my past. Don't want to. But I don't need accolades. I don't need center of attention. I just want to
If
get
you look
shit
around,
done.
there isn't a single member of the braid that does it for the accolades.
Yeah.
By and large, the accolades kind of suck. We get invitations to parties that are kind of boring.
That's why
Not
I
your
can get along.
parties.
That's why I
She's
can
like
get along
looking
with
at
you.
them.
Look, you're changed. You got a shiny braid on your wrist. You've got a title. You've got a house. But at the same time, none of those things are what changed you.
Life.
Which means that I can train you. I can show you what I know. But do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop training me.
Wouldn't think of it.
And he goes over to the liquor cabinet and he starts fixing drink, but then he lifts a finger and he, instead of bringing it to you, he brings it to Sophia.
I drink.
Hey!
Well, that's the other thing about being a noble. Some people get served first.
Patches overthrows the entire hierarchy.
Fixes her own drink.
Yeah.
Drinks it before any of the other lords and ladies
Snaps her
get
fingers
them.
at the squire.
Take
Oh,
that,
sorry.
like squints over in Zeron's direction.
Take that.
Zara.
Sarah.
Count. Yep. He doesn't know.
Patches, could I borrow you for a minute?
Oh,
Sure.
She's gonna take her drink outside.
Heart's Light has a lot of plans, among them an artist residency. Big picture stuff. I want to eradicate the supposed need to ravage by making reverie a more appealing option.
Okay.
So, as somebody who has done it, what would it take? For you to not want to ravage someone and choose reverie instead.
Okay.
It's a tall order. You can
Yeah,
think about it and get back to me
that's,
if you want.
In the final episode?
But that's what I'm asking for you to help me with, Patches, if you want.
Yes, seriously.
I mean, it needs to be easy and instant. It needs to be like Dross.
All right. Okay.
If you want to disincentivize easier options, you have to make your option easy. So if you want your artists to just create bucket loads of Dross, you're just going to also have to fight away all the Cathane that want to steal it.
Right.
And have enough to share with Seelie and Unseelie.
Thank you.
Tall order.
It is. Why else am I here? It's what I believe in.
To look good.
Play music.
Mortals aren't just
Shut up, McAllister.
a resource for us to exploit. I've always believed it, and now I'm in a position to do something about it.
I mean, they are still a resource you're exploiting, just in a different way.
But it's improving their lives too. Prefer to think of it as a mutually beneficial partnership.
That's usually used in very sinister scenarios. That turn of phrase. Really? I don't know.
They smile at each other, knowing they were never going to speak again.
Cheers, Patches.
Oh my god, I love it.
Patches that very night goes out and ravages because fuck this.
Obviously, Patches, by the way, I'm not planning on trying to make it illegal or anything.
That would have trouble.
I would really like to present a more appealing option to Cathane.
Absolutely.
Reverie is seen as a slog and a waste of time. I want to make it easier.
That's a noble goal. Goal.
Thank you for your honesty. She saunters back in.
I love it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm
Yeah, it's super
I'm
cool and super Liam and
into
super for
this.
Sophia, but Patches is just like, what the fuck are you asking me?
What the hell is going on?
Oh, right, because I'm the one that you know.
Yeah.
You're the only one
I don't
who would
get
like
to-
actually entertain her with an answer. Humor.
The celebrations for the opening of this freehold are briefly interrupted as Pezabikeniot
Oh, okay.
arrives, and he's holding a cactus in a pot.
I kind of look from him to it, from him to it.
I wasn't sure what you would get for this sort of thing. These are really easy to take care of.
I don't have much of a green thumb, so that is actually a good.
Put it in a window
Point.
with a lot of light.
Thank you. Your.
It would love
Your
being in a
Excellency.
south-facing window. Choose the south one.
South one is actually sunny, like pretty much all year round.
That's
so,
perfect.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
That's what it wants.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
You're welcome.
I give Passabikeniot like a.
He walks up to Patches and
Oh.
he presses another pendant into her hand. I wasn't much good the last time.
Really surprised you're giving me another one considering what happened.
That's what friends do.
Well, thank you for coming.
It's funny, it's almost exactly what Weyer said.
Literally what she said, Post? Oh my god.
Cheers.
We stand an icon.
Passabikeniot?
Where?
Oh, sure.
Huh. How are you and yours doing after last week?
Oh,
Or-
you know, reeling over the fact that we weren't able to defeat our own greatest enemy. We had to truck in a bunch of fairies to do it instead.
Allies
I
aren't
prefer
all
the
bad.
term caffeine.
We're neighbors now. I mean, closer than we were before.
Yeah.
I hope
Yep.
this isn't infringing upon anyone's... I hope it hasn't taken up too much of the natural landscape here.
No, to most of us, this looks like a tiny shack.
In a way, it is.
You know, I don't know if I'm used to this yet.
This? I point around at the freehold.
The way that I was introduced to you was through my alpha. And the way that she was introduced to you was mostly through parties.
Well, she did stumble into our lobby shot, and we saved her. There was that too.
You know, every
Steph?
time I look at the world, after my first change, I thought I knew everything now. I thought I knew the secrets. And then it turns out that there was another layer underneath all of it. I kind of want to see what the next one is. It might be a little while before you see me again.
Do you know where your travels will take you?
No.
Will you write to us? Or start a blog so we can follow your journey?
I can write to you. A blog is another question entirely.
There's a voice.
That's racist.
No,
He's
I
a
didn't
werewolf.
mean that.
I'm pleased, though, that I have such good friends. Don't hesitate to use that if you need it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have to be here for each other. It's the only way we're making it out of here.
You've been an incredible ally and friend.
You're gonna hate me when you have to take care of that cactus.
Just keep it in bright light and don't overwater it.
Don't overwater it.
Don't overwater it. It's a cactus.
I use winter to draw some moisture out of the ground.
Oh my
but I
god,
try
you
not
watered
to
it
show
already, it'll go into shock. Brom, it's
I try not to show
acclimating.
Sophia.
Brom.
I try not to show Sorry.
You did well here, Brom.
Thank you.
How was it? Building something yourself? Designing it, putting it together, making it happen?
A little unnatural, if I'm being honest. Although some of it just felt right. The realization of a dream that I didn't know I had been having. Something I've always wanted, perhaps.
Your dream was telling you to make this place.
Yes, I suppose it was.
That's what it was calling you to do.
Brahm's like,
Can I dream walk in you tonight? Is that too forward?
sure.
I'd love to see what it looks like now.
I like motion around at the
now that
freehold.
this weight's been taken out of your dreams, is it just going to be a void, or is it going to immediately be filled with something?
Our dreams are always filled with something.
Yes, I know.
If you are curious, you may indulge your curiosity.
Thank you.
I hope there are no more dream monsters in there to frighten any of us.
I'll kick
Aha.
their ass if I do see any.
Keep realizing those dreams.
Thanks, Patches. I will. I don't know what else I would create. I feel like we've all done so much, and we have this now.
Whittle a sharp stick. Doesn't freaking matter. Just don't stop. Don't stop creating. Don't lose your... Don't settle down too much.
Perhaps my friend can teach me a thing or two about painting. I can start with my fingers. That would be easier, I think.
Like painting your fingernails?
I
Or
suppose
finger
that's
painting.
well, either really.
Well, you know, aside from the residency, we have open classes every weekend.
What kind of classes?
Art classes.
What kind of art?
I teach them.
Painting, then. All right, sir.
We'll see you on
Sorry,
Saturday.
Your Excellency.
10 a.m. Don't
will-
be late.
All right. Kyoko, going to have to cancel our usual Saturday morning activities.
I have to. You mean I have to wake up?
I think it would be something fun for us to do together.
I thought sleeping together was fun. I guess I was wrong.
No, I didn't say that. I just think there's time in the day for both. Perhaps Patches can
You want Patches to sleep
time.
with us?
No, timey-wimey. Did I get that right? We've been watching Doctor Who, Kyoko and I. Did I do that correctly?
Everything you do is correct.
Yeah, I'll remember to timey-wimey you next time.
Thanks, Patches. You're a good friend. I pour us another round of drinks.
Shots.
Shot, shots.
All right, hang on. This is a ski lodge, not a party palace.
Tell that to McAllister.
Oh, son of a...
It's already half in the bag. Come on, Brom, you're not 60 yet.
Age is just a number. How you feel inside is your true age. Is that not right? This is a challenge? You seem to be challenging me to something.
A drink off?
Countess Sophia Aplium, I accept
Oh.
your challenge, and I set a bottle of whiskey between us.
I'm getting Raiders of the Lost Ark vibes.
Sorry. Yeah.
So I shouldn't.
Oh.
I don't know what you just did.
I also put like a bottle.
Another one, eh? Yeah.
Yes! Patches is joining?
Well,
God
again,
damn it.
Zeron.
Yeah! Everyone!
I don't think that's... Well, you know what? You
Or to share with everyone else.
Yeah, or to
you
share,
two,
sure.
you two can just get Blotto, but
What is it, like 11 a.m.?
Mab crawls off of Sophia's
Oh,
shoulder,
my bae!
and she sets her little martini glass out on the table. It has to be filled with an eyedropper.
That's so cute.
Which I keep on my person.
Who says it was 11 a.m.?
I did. Sorry about that. It's been said. It can't
It's a
be
gentleman's
unsaid.
noon at least.
Gentleman's noon. What's
but
that?
like a Bayer's
Have all of you roll your
dozen.
stamina.
Yes, of course.
Ooh, just the stamina?
Yep, just
Oh, dear.
straight up stamina. Difficulty 6.
I have a specialty in being resilient. No, that doesn't really...
One
that wouldn't
success.
apply here, would it?
Nada.
Oh no. Patches.
I got 4 successes, though.
Oh,
Knew I
shit.
should have bought up my stamina.
Okay. That means that Patches, you'll either have to bow out first or you have to accept that you're going to get jiggy with it.
Shit-faced.
We know, Kristen.
Jiggy with it. Well, I mean,
No,
no, not with the braid. No, she'll bow out early.
So both of you roll again.
Okay.
Why am I doing this? You're rolling 5?
I have 5 dice to roll, yes.
Oh, 2 successes.
Only 1 success.
Hey!
Brom,
Mhm.
so you can keep going if you agree that it's going to perhaps get you into trouble later on.
I don't feel like my honor would be impugned if I bowed out against the Countess, but I also would keep going for sure.
One more time.
Yay! Here we go. Push your luck, everybody.
That's no successes for me.
Whereas I rolled 1.
So again, same option for you.
She's gonna
Brom
bow
lets out a
out.
big burp.
All right.
Oh,
So
okay. It
Brom,
Would not be
you are
becoming.
pretty thoroughly intoxicated. at
Okay,
this point.
great, cool. I don't have anywhere to
Time
I
for
mean,
some
all of you are, but
drunk
you
dream
are you have
diving.
moved past it.
Oh, nice.
You have transcended.
Is that the dream?
This is Scott walking home from downtown.
Oh, no.
Jumping a couple of fences, tearing his coat.
That was such a terrible day.
You jumped and then you like fell in a snowdrift or something.
We will save this for the froyo. Or at least the Fanti corner.
Yeah.
Fanti.
The Fenty corner. Rihanna's like, hey.
He is drunk.
I'm confused.
Oh my God,
Damn,
Krister.
Krister.
Zeron sits down for a second, and he's just like gazing into the balefire for a little bit. He's got a little bit of that she eyes going that 1,000-yard stare. I'm not quite in sync with the timeline
Oh boy.
circumstance. She aren't actually very good at time.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why they developed Chronos, so that they could get better at time.
Ah.
But she
That's why
actually
you
have
should always sleep with a she.
in Noble's the Shining Host, there's very specifically a skill that you can take so that you're better at time.
Does that, not to interrupt the flow of this too much, but is that because like time spent in Arcadia is so different from time spent, like they're just not acclimatized to the mortal world of
essentially.
time flow? Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Of course. That's very cool.
Sophia's going to go and sit next to Zeron and put her head on his shoulder.
Oh.
And how are you?
I'm great. I almost beat Brahm at a drinking game, so I can hold that over his head for years.
And then, Zizak was coming at me with her claws, right? In the background.
Yes, bro, we were there.
It feels like a transition. All of this. There needs to be more members of the Golden Braid inducted. There's too many who are going to become too comfortable in here.
It's a very comfortable place.
Rude.
It's good to have more than one place that I can call home.
Are you happy?
What do you think?
That's why I'm asking.
I'm sitting here surrounded by friends, forged not only in the fires of combat, but through mutual likes and loves and interests. I can count the victories that I've had, and they outnumber the failures that I consider important. I'm healthy as long as I remain close to you. And I'm happy as long as I remain close to you. And so really my answer depends on how far away you are.
I'll be at Heart's Light. And here in Cross's Shadow. In the Duchy of Many Rivers. And should occasion arise, I will go with you on quests to keep fighting for peace. But I found where my heart belongs.
You are incredibly lucky. Come, I need to speak with you in patches. You should also have like a cone of silence room. Just for conversations between like
The bunker. The
Well, they-
bunker.
They can use the preparatory sort of like intelligence room. What did I call it? I didn't call it the
Planning
intelligence
rooms.
room.
Planning room.
I called it the planning room. That's right.
The war room is what you call it.
That is one of the things I called it.
several years
Stupid.
ago. All of us made a mistake. It was a big one. We let a hero dwindle because we thought it would be best for him. I don't know if we were right. we all did what we could, and we also steeled ourselves towards the future to try to carry on in his name. And clearly we didn't. We fell apart. It's thanks to you two that he was given another chance to rise. And so I have to conclude that it's also thanks to you two that the Red Branch was allowed to die, that the Golden Braid was allowed to flourish, that the rightful High Queen was placed upon the throne, that knockers were brought back into the fold. I've known from the very beginning that Brahm was a hero. It's why I followed him all these years. But it's only until recently that I've allowed myself to believe that maybe I got to be a hero too. And the reason I was able to do that is because I saw that those who he chose to keep company with, perhaps all of them could be heroes. I owe you everything I have. Because you brought my friend back. And then so much more.
You fought nobly. You fought for causes beyond yourself. That makes you a hero.
I think I have an idea for a subject for our next sculpting lab.
It's not your hands, is it?
She looks over at Brahm, who's like doing a dance on the table or something.
Well, I've been imbued, so yes, and he's...
Trying to do hula hoops on his horns.
Yeah.
Yes, Ed! Yes, Ed!
Oh my god.
I think
He's got
Brahm
two
would be
little
an
hulas.
excellent model. And we could have Brahm sculptures everywhere.
Everywhere.
Do you know how long he'll have to stay in one position?
I do.
I don't suppose we're going to make this an anatomical lesson, are we?
We could.
We could drape him.
Very artistically, of course. Brahm, would you like to be sculpted?
And then I took the lightning and I went... Phew, phew. What? Sure.
Oh, good.
That sounds like a great idea. Wait,
Oh.
no, but I'm the one
Saturday's
who's doing...
plans just changed.
What? But I was the one to do
I
the
get to
painting.
sleep in again.
You do. You're
You don't
welcome.
want to sculpt me? Excuse me, am I speaking a bit loudly?
No.
All right. Of course, Your Excellency, I will be there with bells on or off as your preference.
We'll figure out where to put the bells.
I suppose this is my life now. Ba-da-da.
Dudley, do right.
Oh, God. Sorry. Oh, my God.
Anything else that needs to be taken care of at this particular gathering?
No. You're not, you still stay at home, right? Like, are there guest quarters to this freehold?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yes. Yes, because we need to be able to, like, take in people who live out of town, either Golden Braid members or potential Garou allies or whatever. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, they're pretty Spartan.
I'll take him home, don't worry.
Oh, is that what this is about? I bet I could race you down this mountain.
I bet you can get your ass in the car.
We have a car?
Yes.
Well, all right then. I didn't know we had brought it. Let's do that.
What kind of car is it?
It's a Ford Taurus.
You're going to be really disappointed when we find the Passat.
Yay! Sorry.
Funny.
It is today. Sunday, August 9th. And we are in the Spark.
Ah, the spark.
It is the morning of the ceremony. The cursed ceremonies that always seem to happen at around these times. But
Jesus.
this time,
I've hired double security.
it
I am
is
also on high
the
alert.
re-swearing of vows between Talus and Zister. And this is not a marriage ceremony, as technically they actually never got divorced. But Talus is very nervous and has spent what seems to be practically the entire night with his eyes scanning over scroll after scroll after scroll, trying to find the correct words for him to say.
Sophie has offered her help to him if he needs to like practice anything or brainstorm.
My voice isn't even the same. I don't feel like I can just go back to the way things were.
Of course not.
So what's changed? Because I don't think my love for him has.
That's beautiful.
It can't be that simple.
It is, though.
But
It is. Because forget everybody else who's there. There's you and there's him. And you're telling him what he already knows. That's all a vow is, right?
you can't tell him anything. He's a cantankerous little shit.
And he loves you.
Somehow.
So much.
Why?
He'll tell you tomorrow.
Well, today.
He'll tell you today. But I think you already know.
There's going to be a lot of people out there who still think that I don't deserve this.
Fuck him.
I mean,
Oop.
that's one way of handling your problems.
It is.
Works for Sophia.
It does.
Oh, that's where Velen went.
I said they're not even there. It's just you and Zister. And if you want, I can uninvite all of them. We can have them back for the reception.
You can't uninvite Granville. You kind of made him swear an oath.
Right, he'll have to be there, but we can make him stand behind a screen or something if that would make you feel better.
Like
my.
a Duke screen.
Yeah.
My name is Brom. Today I will be playing the role of Duke Scream.
I'm just saying we're of no consequence. And I'm saying that, so you know it must be true.
A face word isn't supposed to get a second chance. The fact that this is happening is
Unprecedented?
illogical.
So is everything we've done in the last however many months. And yet it happened. And it will continue to happen every day.
You shouldn't even be allowed to exist. Perfection isn't supposed to be present in this world.
Oh.
Talus, you know exactly what you're going to say. Just trust it.
Yeah.
Trust that
You deserve him.
I guess you're right. Meanwhile.
Meanwhile. Al exclaimed.
Zister looks incredibly calm. He's actually in his workshop.
Sure.
He is going over the metallic finish over a set of wrenches that he has created for Cog. And he's polishing them now with infinitely higher grain of sandpaper, just so that they shine as impossibly as you know some of them can. Was there something special going on today, or did I miss it?
No, I mean, it's just, you know, you're having a big celebration, and yet Cog's getting the gift. How did he get so lucky?
He applied for some stupid scholarship.
He just looks dead into camera. Just like,
He did.
Well, if he's leaving home, then he's going to need wrenches. I don't trust the wrenches they have in the annex. You should have been more careful about the wrenches.
The wrenches specifically. You know they have to be safe for all
Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry.
Cathane.
I'm good. All right.
Cog's not using Nerf wrenches.
No, he's not. He'll have the advantage of being able to toddle on over to the rest of the best in whenever he wants.
I don't trust the best din's wrenches. He gets my wrenches.
Good. Lucky Cog.
He's already lucky. He gets to stuff the High Queen.
Would you like to stop the High Queen?
No.
Would you like to stop someone of high ranking?
No.
Well, then why do you sound so jealous?
Yeah.
Because he's young and he has his entire life to look forward to. And he gets to have 2 incredible teachers instead of 1.
Who was your incredible teacher? Or were you just crystallized?
I was
Perfect.
born a Balmacor.
I honestly don't doubt that coming from you as much as I'd like to challenge it.
I have something that I need you to shine. It's more of that Dougal crap.
Sure.
Glad you haven't changed,
I mean,
sister.
it was your idea. But yep.
He walks over and he pulls open a safe, which instead of actually using the combination on the front, he just whacks it on the side and it pops open. It's very clearly not a good safe. Pulls out
The unsigned documents
pulls out a
go there.
manila envelope and he opens it up and he slides over a page to you.
What's it say? What's it about?
It's his will.
Damn.
Sister, I warned you about having a wedding-like ceremony at Spark. I get it. Have you at least taken out life insurance on everyone?
Yes.
So that you can get really rich.
I'm already really rich. I'm going to
More
get
extra
richer.
rich.
Good.
I put double on Braum.
That's
Probably a
choice.
good
Good
bet.
play.
Some good choice, yeah.
When I'm gone, this freehold is going to you. If you want it. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait another 70 years.
Or more.
But this is
He's not
my
pushing
freehold,
16.
and I get to decide what I do with it. Talus
While he's talking.
is going to be buried with me alive.
Jesus.
Noted.
Christ.
Is that your official request?
But that means that somebody has to run this place. You just have to make me one promise.
I've already signed, so what's the promise?
That you do what you think is right with it, not what you think I'd do.
Shouldn't have doubted that for a second. You taught me to think for myself.
I taught you a lot of things. But the main reason I think that I'm going to be able to stay here for another 70 years is you.
Because I'm going to run off on all the errands and bullshit. Keep the realm under control under the Golden Braid and all this other horseshit I've signed up for.
Look, it's not my fault that you decided to go for a lot of extracurricular credit.
I got to overachieve somehow in your shadow.
Some good repartee. That's what I come here for.
I'm only going to tell you this once. But I love you, Patches. You furked it up.
I did.
And he starts putting the wrenches into their individual slots and like the roll, you know, like those knife rolls that exist, except he's got one for wrenches.
Nice.
You notice that there's two sides to it. One of them is for imperial and one of them is for metric size wrenches.
Good.
I mean, smart, but ugh.
Any last minute requests for tomorrow?
You mean today?
That was it.
It's today.
That's
Oh,
today.
oh,
For
is
today?
it? Oh, fuck.
Why? Watch today.
Fuck off.
Just make sure nobody blows it up.
Cool.
It's a tall order.
Do my best.
I am tall.
Thanks.
Just don't get kidnapped, princess.
How do you know what Talish calls me?
I'm going upstairs. La 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 la.
136 episodes later! I feel like that was one of the OG mysteries. It's good. Aww.
Wait, what was?
Come here. You need to be checked out, yeah? Before today.
I suppose we can't be too careful.
I'm treating this as if it's a wedding,
Fair.
which means you essentially need to be a tank. Strip.
If I could do the... Never mind. Yeah. Yes, I removed my clothes. I was going to say if I could do this and just have them all come off, I
You
would.
can.
but Can I?
Yoko's
Sure.
rigged it up that way.
No, well, I
been
use
a point of glamour.
Stormcraft to like blow them off my body.
So
basically.
they rip, and now you don't
Yeah,
have
you
clothes.
knock
No,
your
they
socks
they
off.
blow off.
Your whole clothes off.
There's something that I need to show you. And she uncovers a floor-to-ceiling mirror in her office.
Okay.
And Saley points to a couple of markings on your chest. And this might just look like geological formations to you,
Yes.
but they're not.
What do you mean?
Legends, Ron. These are the marks of legends. You ever wonder why you decided to have a abnormal skin condition while the trolls don't?
I just thought it had to do with my chrysalis. How I was created, forged in the fires of, well, as it were.
Of a car fire?
Yeah.
The nature of your chrysalis might have given some sort of karmic resolution to this. But there are trolls out there. Seems to be one every once in a while that pops up, that moves with the force of granite, that smashes with the force of volcanic rock. And she knocks on your chest a couple of times. Did you know that?
I don't think I did.
Does it make it better for you knowing that you come from a long line of craggly idiots?
It does. I wish I knew more about them.
I know where to find some of the information, but the rest you're going to have to look for on your own.
I've never been very studious, but I can try.
Your skill sets are not necessarily set in stone.
How did you know? I
About
like
you?
motion to the yeah.
Well, first of all, because I think I've seen your naked body more than I've seen anyone else's.
Well, that's on you, really.
No, that's on you for keeping yourself injured constantly in my care.
That's what I do.
It turns out, Brom, that those who make a difference in this world, they tend to do so over and over and over again. It's not just you. Your friends. The rest of us who get to be the supporting cast in your life, well, sometimes we get to do the research.
You make it sound as if you don't have your own life.
Oh, I have a life that I'm pleased with.
That's good. I do too.
Heroes need someone to save.
You've saved me more times than I can count.
And someone needs to save heroes.
Right.
It's been a while, you know. I came over here not quite sure what I was getting into. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, East Coast, West Coast, all that.
I'm still a little surprised you came along with us. In the first place, I mean.
Has Sophia never just asked you to do something? How odd is it to say no?
Huh. You're right, I find it almost impossible.
I know that tall, thin snack you carry around with you every once in a while taught her how to use Sovereign. But she never needed it, did she?
Well, it seems like overkill, really.
You know, in war, there's no such thing as overkill. Overpenetration, maybe. Not really a problem with you now, huh? With your armor?
Well, you should try telling that to Jacques.
At any rate, the legends are out there if you're looking for them.
I am. And so I thank you, Dr. Saley.
You don't have to put your clothes back on if you don't want to.
Might upstage the wedding. I like subtly flex a little bit.
By now, you will have had a sculpture made of you, by the way, by at least 20 art students.
We have to discuss whether I was nude or not.
If you agreed, yes, you were.
Okay. Okay. Brom's getting very comfortable with his nude body.
Zeron takes a moment after Sophia has sufficiently calmed Talus down. You asked me earlier if I was happy. May I ask you a question?
Of course.
What makes you least happy?
Ooh.
Feeling like
Feeling like the world around me is being held back. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Is that to contribute to your drive to keep things moving forward?
Yes. Feeling like my allies, my friends, the people I love aren't being who they want to be. And that mortals are all confining themselves to what they think they should do, and that we're all doing it too.
I'm thinking a little about what Pazabekeniot said, that there are layers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'll be the one to discover one. The one that pushes mortals to the next step.
When I was a child, it was my understanding that this world somehow existed that I think triggered my chrysalis. I'd like that knowledge to extend to all mortals. Whether or not they crystallize, it shouldn't matter because the world is already there for them.
That will mean rewriting the Eshiat.
I'm not saying enchant every mortal, but I'm saying let them imagine our world without needing us to do it for them.
I like the idea of a world that doesn't need me.
I mean, parts of the world still need you very much.
Cog finds you before the ceremony,
What if no fail?
and
What if
he's
everyone
got a box, a cardboard box with a big kind of sheet hanging over
after.
it, and he sets it down in your office. He's standing a little taller, and that's when you notice that it's because he's put some lifts on his shoes.
Oh my God.
Sweet just summer child. We must protect him at all costs.
That was
Leaving me with all your crap while you're out of town? Need me to store it somewhere?
No. No. No.
Taskmaster.
I thought you might wanted to meet her.
Her?
And he pulls the sheet off, and inside is Skag Mark IV.
Oh shit.
There's a few more sensors on the outside.
So cute.
Transitioned to a 6-wheel base instead of a 4-wheel base.
Okay.
And
More
there's
stability.
a tiny little screen. It's about this big.
Mm.
That's sitting on top of it. And right now it's just showing a GIF of a wave.
Alright, talk me through it.
I've given Skag the ability to show emotion.
That's cute.
It's rudimentary at the moment.
Communication is really important, especially with technology. Just a blank, a flashing light is the hello world of a
I
board.
wasn't sure what kind of voice I wanted to give her, so I just made her speak in memes.
I think that's pretty excellent.
Rough.
Communication and feedback is so important from your creations.
I still kind of feel like I have way too much to learn.
That's why you're being shipped off to college, kiddo.
It's like far away from everything. But I've got a pen pal.
Quite the pen pal.
Sorry?
Quite the pen pal.
No, I mean I know somebody in Halifax.
Oh, cool.
She's a Selkie,
Oh, neat.
and she said that she'd show me around.
Is her name Lauren?
Yeah.
We've met her before.
I know. She initially asked about prom.
Oh,
She'll do that. That's going to be a thing about her, I think, unfortunately.
that's what it was.
You don't remember your former self, do you?
Not one iota.
Sometimes you do, and that seems to be the case with her. But that's okay. It's good for her to have friends her own age. Her own kind.
You know what? I kind of like the idea that you're able to love more than one person in your lives.
It's important.
True love. True love sounds like a really, really amazing story. But I think it hurts more than it helps.
The fairy tales we grew up with aren't very useful. And a lot of what we see on TV is very imperfect. But look around you. Look at Brahm and Kyoko. I mean, that wasn't Brahm's first wife, but they're solid. Sophia and Zeron, I would never have thought Sophia would have settled down. Then there's Talus and Zister. I mean, Talus kind of went to hell and back, kind of literally. There's so many different models for love and what that can mean. Maybe you have your true match, or maybe there isn't one person out there for you. And I think that's a good model for everything. There's so many options out there. You just gotta chase them down and see which one fits for you.
I kind of like Lenore.
Good.
She said she wanted to be here. I said that if it was a wedding, she had to stay the hell out of here.
Well, yeah, our wedding's here. I mean, she finds her way. And I think it would be a statement if she was here openly.
I think Talus and Zister are allowed to love each other without it being a statement.
Absolutely. But for the High Queen to attend an event re-embracing Talus.
Well, that's why Duke Granville's here.
Yes, that is the only reason why he's here.
Have you said hi to him yet?
Not yet.
I think he's in the garden.
I'll find him.
Yeah, you will.
Cruising for a bruise in there, Cog.
Crafty little shit.
Do you know how much shit I get for who I chose to hang out with?
Yeah, I wonder where you got that kind of
hang
behavior.
out with, he says.
I want another beanbag chair, you little. Sorry. Sorry.
Sounds like the Annex is gonna want me to stop by pretty often. They can't handle their own shit.
No, I don't think they can.
It's okay.
Mab is trying to get the right ribbon on, but it's always flopping over a little bit to one side, and she's getting so frustrated that she tears it off and tries to throw it out the window, but because it's a ribbon, it kind of goes like 2 centimeters and then just on the ground.
I'm going to pick it up and go to help her with it. Someone's a little nervous for today? Is it because bad things always happen at ceremonies like this? And things are changing. A lot.
And if they feel like big changes for us, they might be enormous changes for you.
She looks directly at the side of the bed that Zeron usually sleeps in.
Oh.
Is it all right that he stay with us? No,
Can't
your
let anyone-
opinion is the most important opinion to me. My God.
This is a part of you. This is an extension of who you
And out of my bag, I take something that, with Patch's permission, she has made for me. It is a tiny, tiny, tiny version of Bab's EP. It was the first one printed. The smaller size on a tiny little turntable. And they have a little ribbon around them.
I would have used metamorphosis to make it big so I could work on it.
Awesome.
And then
But I
shrink it
couldn't
down.
all get-
Oh, thank you so
There you go.
much.
That's smart. There you go. Greatest
You
moment
can
of
thank
Matt's life.
Patches at the ceremony.
So is it a turntable or is it like a gramophone? Do you have to crank it?
You don't have to crank it, but it's definitely gramophone-like in appearance. That way, she doesn't need a whole speaker system to go with it.
Yeah, it definitely has built-in speakers.
Yeah. It's solar powered, basically. Like when you don't have a disc on it, that's a little solar panel.
Oh my God, she's loving it. Look at
Oh my
this.
God.
That's you.
But it definitely has that little like scratchy hiss that you have from like record players.
That's cool. It gives it a more authentic feel. You know?
Yeah, it's not a flaw, that's for sure.
I'll leave you two alone. I'll be back right before the ceremony.
Sophia checks out her floral pantsuit in the mirror one more time and then books it out of there.
What are
And
you wearing
as
for the ceremony?
as you start stepping out of the room,
Nothing.
for just a moment, you start to hear Mab scratch the disc.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, John, we can't end the game now. I'm just saying we need a sequel here. It's actually really funny.
Follows doing the final sort of setup on the table outside. She glances back at you. There was a time where I never would have been invited to one of these things, and I would have had to crash it. As these inevitably always get crashed.
Well, it's good that you were able to make it on invitation then.
We went from enemies to temporary allies to a squire and a knight to contemporaries to lovers. In what world does such an arc exist?
In a world that believes in the power of redemption and in the power of one person to be able to learn from those that... A world that believes in the power of those who mean harm to each other to learn from each other instead. It sounds idealistic, but I suppose that is... This is it. I have to agree, it does seem far-fetched.
There was a time that I thought that once King Melch was dead, everything would be all right forever. And that was not the case, was it? I believe I like this better now.
This.
The world is an uncertain place. And I believe that perhaps if you and I are able to provide a little stability and peace, then it would be a life worth living.
I agree, fella. Someone told me quite recently that peace is something you have to strive for. It's not something we simply have by default.
There is a law that says that the universe is constantly in a state of entropy. That what must exist must also fall apart. I have spent some time with the Guru. I have learned their philosophy and their belief in a triad system.
Hmm.
I do not believe that I am in complete agreement, but I do believe that systems break down, and you and I, perhaps, we stand at the border of those disrupted systems, and we try to catch those that deserve to stay. I suppose it feels a little bit like Catcher in the Rye.
Thankfully, neither of us are much like Holden.
I look forward to the future. But I have one because of you.
I suppose I believe strongly that everyone deserves a chance. And some people take that opportunity and some do not. I am an arbiter of justice, but I am not the only one. I do not represent cosmic justice, because one day it will find me. You understand?
Do you believe that justice is the ultimate execution?
No,
You can live a just life and still have it end.
we must.
Not all lives have been just. Not all endings are just. All we have are the ones that we can catch here and now.
Fala, you strike me as the person I should ask to assist me. I have some legends I need to find.
It's almost time for the ceremony.
Oh, nice.
And as people start filing out into the garden, Claude, carrying a tray
Oh, Claude.
that's bigger than Brom.
Jesus. How's he carrying? Doesn't matter.
With Boggin's skill, the crudités make their way to the table.
Excellent.
It's a lot of crudités.
I knew this was going to be a sunny day. There was never any other chance.
How are you feeling, Claude?
I woke up this morning and I got dressed. I made sure that everything was ready. I managed to make it out of my room, and I didn't think of her once.
I never asked you how you and sister ended up at Heart's Light.
I tried to protect him as best I could. I brought him to Redcaps, as I thought that that would be the place that they wouldn't look for him. I was wrong.
Oh.
Sometimes my logistics fail me. I did my best, but all I did was delay the inevitable.
Your best was everything.
It is kind of you to say. At the same time, I know that sometimes I will fall. Is it not the important thing that I get back up?
It's the most important thing. And that you let yourself be helped.
I don't know what's going on with Alea now. But I think I can move past it. Today, I think that I will be happy for my friends. And I think maybe I won't have too much to drink.
She goes to kiss him on the cheek.
He flushes just like from the tips of his fingers right up to his like slightly balding
Are
head.
you okay?
Okay.
I didn't realize that I woke up early enough to see the sunrise.
The sun's timing is flexible for her favorites.
And he turns away because he doesn't want to show off the fact that he's blushing. Oh no, the cucumber slices have gotten all out
Of
of
course,
array.
yes, I was going to mention.
And he starts making sure that they're all perfectly laid out in a grid.
God.
She's going to move on, find her seat.
Don't you mean her palanquin? Or whatever?
Oh, yeah. She has a stage to herself.
Oh, sure. A box, yes.
Foe, or is it Fox, leads
Who knows?
Granville to his seat, which he has somehow rearranged the cards so that he's sitting next to Patches.
Oh, interesting.
Someone rearranged my fucking card. No, I
Oh
wouldn't
my
make that
God.
happen.
Yeah, I rearranged your cards. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So good. Thanks, Patches. Love it.
And he bows a little bit as Granville sits down, and he steps off to go and inquire some things with Claude. Granville sits down, and I know I said I swore I'd be here, but I would have come anyway.
Good to know.
Look, if there's one thing that I know about you, it's that you don't do anything without a very good reason. And if you decided to chase all the way into the deep dreaming to save these two, I'm going to acknowledge that.
Something that it's so good. It was just so unfair. It's because it's in my pocket. It's so unfair to Sister and to who Talus really is that happened. And if I can sit here and like I'm wearing something that like exposes my whole arm and my scar from where Talus
That is
gold ironed
pretty hot,
me.
actually, yeah.
I always liked the scar.
If I can forgive and move on. I hope anyone can. I hope that as crazy as that adventure was, as unlikely our success, the fact that it could happen opens channels for different solutions moving forward. That people can change for the better, that no matter how how wrong the deed, that there's a chance for someone to change and make amends, and so that we don't have to wait for the next generation to be better. So that the
Man.
people, the Cathane today can be better.
When did you become such an amazing speaker?
Spent too much time around Sophia. Don't put me in front of a crowd, it'll all go.
I don't need you in front of crowds.
It's always up here. Just wasn't so good at translating it.
Do you know I sleep better now?
Is it the cooler climes? The closer proximity to the ocean?
Because I trust what's happening here without me.
Sophia's got plans and she's gonna get them done.
I admire the Countess. I rely on you.
Suppose I've proven myself dependable.
I rely on you for other reasons than that.
It's a ceremony, Sophia.
Try not to be too predictable, though.
We'll see. I have a Pisky who keeps me on my toes now. When Zister and Talus stand up and they speak to each other, there's a way that it doesn't occur. Zister doesn't cry. Talus only stumbles over his words a little bit. But what they say to themselves isn't really the essential thing. It's the fact that they were doing it unafraid. Despite the fact that there's a still sizable contingent of people who do not believe the story of what occurred, and therefore do not believe in a second chance at a word being reforged. It didn't matter to them. Not a bit. To them, it was just a reaffirmation of what they already knew about each other. Oaths in Changeling have weight and power. You've seen the effects of the oaths that you yourselves have sworn. But that isn't to say that sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes speaking the words and having the dreaming acknowledge and pay attention to them isn't the point. This is two people who decided to let everyone else know that they didn't give a damn. And that's all they needed. But it isn't all that everyone else needed as well. After the ceremony, in and among the dancing and tightened security,
Yes.
Fair.
there is a moment where Helena and Incisor sit just outside the maze that still stands in the garden,
Yes, my book maze.
where they start speaking in hushed tones to each other with furtive glances and slight smiles. Would you care to roll your perception, empathy, please?
More than anything. Insightful /
Yeah,
desires?
Desires.
All
Come
right.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bwam. Bwam.
Oh boy. That's only 2 successes, actually.
They're too far away.
Well, Incisor's definitely smitten. Helena's willing to see where this will go.
Don't mess with her. Don't toy with her emotions.
Do we get to go?
Oh. Yes, I suppose we do.
Things have calmed down enough?
It feels long overdue, doesn't it?
Honeymoons aren't really my thing, but
Why not?
well, it just seems like such a hassle to travel with somebody who you've just signed your life away with.
And I usually take the window seat. And I block the window. I don't have to, I'm just letting you know that that's usually how it goes.
But if you sit in the aisle, then the cart can't get by.
Exactly, it's a disaster.
Where do you want to go?
Somewhere far away from here. Somewhere I've never been. I always thought,
The moon.
well, seems a bit unlikely, but I suppose we could apply for the program. I always thought Japan might be nice. What do you think about that?
We're going to need a few weeks.
A few weeks?
More than one.
Oh, sure, yes.
Don't do one week in Japan. Not enough.
And she starts wiping tears from her eyes.
What is it?
I think about us leaving, even for a few weeks. And I think about how I feel ready. I feel ready to go. That I don't have to be here to watch out for the next crisis. There are so many competent people here now. And Talus and Sister have found themselves again. I'm okay not being needed.
Excuse me, I need you. If that's all right.
I love how you learned how to love.
It hasn't always been a smooth journey, but I think I'm getting there. I had a good teacher.
More than one.
Well, several, yes. I meant most recently.
While we're gone, I want to tell you as much as I can. When we're far away from everybody, I want you to know what's been part of me for the past 10 years. I want you to know all the joys and successes and failures, hopes, dreams, loves, hates. All very large. Because nobody ever brings anything small into a bar. I always wanted to be 6 feet tall.
I reach in to give her a hug, and I just kind of like pick her up, and I just sort of like lift her to about 6 feet off the, well, not off the ground, because like that would, but I lift her off the ground. It's not too bad up here.
I hate that fucking movie.
I put her back down. I want to share everything with you too, but more than anything, I think it's time for our life together to, I was going to say begin, but what I mean is continue. It's time for it to go its own way.
The program is a success.
Hey. Oh, that program.
It turns out that having a network of people able to just report, just to let you know what's happening, incredibly valuable. But what's more valuable is the fact that because they are invested in keeping an eye out for these things so that they can continue creating, that's what's worth it most of all for them. And the glamour that they create may not be enough to prevent every unseelie on the island from ravaging. But it's a start. Glamour is free, but glamour also is available for those who are willing to take the time to see a world out there where it isn't just about your own self, but about everyone else, and the creation of art and the proliferation of dreams. There's nobility in there. Not nobility that isn't without its restrictions, but the network shows its first great success when they find a single massive egg, which they surrender to Heart's Light. And there's questions as to whether Scythe has found another mate.
Or if Sophia's been getting it on as a dragon.
Or whether
Oh,
Sophia's
those are all
been.
plug- Sophia does her best to make contact with Scythe and see if it's hers.
It's not.
It's not hers.
Which means that there's another dragon, and her concern is that this dragon had to abandon its egg. But little one's getting old enough to start looking around.
In the meantime, it will remain in Heart's Light's care. Sophia will every so often transform into a dragon and roost. Keep it warm. Try to hatch that.
It's a small little shed. It just explodes every once in a while.
There is an unfortunate reality, though, is that little one is getting bigger, which means that little one can no longer break into Patch's apartment.
Aww.
But little one does take the opportunity to land on Patch's roof. Every once in a while. And sometimes she brings presents.
And like half of Patch's freezer is like ice cube trays, so that whenever little one comes
right.
along, she brings them out and like shakes them out. Brings a bucket of ice for little one.
Cog's first day at the annex is hard as hell. Because, of course, he is the High Queen's boy toy.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
However, the only person who doesn't make fun of him is Fuse, who recognizes that Skag Mark IV has remarkable achievements and even points out that its ability to emote by pulling memes off the internet could be worthy of a certain series of patents. In only a week, the students vote to make Cog their liaison.
Big Cog's little day, baby.
Fala doesn't always accompany Brahm on adventures to discover his legend. But that's because she finds other places to look. There's some question as to whether she's searching about her own legend. There's something wonderful and odd about playing adventurers. About playing people who are just heroes by default. Who manage to go through life finding excuses to do good. And it doesn't really exist. Usually people are motivated by money or by their own demons. And sure, some of us may have started with demons. Some of us may have started simply because there was a world out there that they had to confront. But my favorite part about being a hero is that sometimes you get to see others become heroes. It lessens the burden on you. On your shoulders, the weight gets a little lighter. That doesn't mean that there aren't adventurers out there. Aiden manages to tie himself up with a certain Puka who needs his help. And Gus insists on coming along because someone has to make sure that his brother says all the right things. And sometimes people retire happily, knowing that they don't have to worry any longer about what comes next. And Seven actually takes the rest of his time in Hawaii,
Oh.
where he really, really likes the beach. Underneath a parasol, as it were.
Sure.
Constantly. Is there anything else that you have left to accomplish?
Nope.
Then I'm glad. Because I look forward to their next adventures, whatever that happens to be in your heads. But I also look forward to letting them get their well-deserved rest and enjoy what they've accomplished. You'll see them again, as cheesy as it is, in your dreams. And they'll be there. Ready. But I think we'll end the session here.
Yay.
We'll have the opportunity to talk with these people in just a moment. We'll find out what they learned, as we always have. And we'll see what's coming up next on my fancy corner in just a moment. I need you to mute me,
Yes, sir.
because I will be right back.
Bye. Hey, it's a
Presto
gift.
Changeo costume. Poof.
Can you imagine? Just
That
like
would be
comes back in a
amazing.
totally different costume or something. Oh, hey, friend.
I was sad to not be sitting next to you.
Oh no, Kate! Oh no! You can imagine very big hugs from us.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not it's not good enough, but like,
yeah.
you know. Oh. And I mean, and as per the green cards in chat as well, I just also want to. Well, we'll probably do a huge round of thanking, but of course, all of y'all out there in Chatland, like.
This will be the first of many times that we're gonna be thanking you.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Oh, Trey Dog, poor Troy.
I was totally fine until that last moment too.
Oh god
Fuck.
damn it!
Okay, I'm checking the bingo card. That's a neat
Yeah.
trick.
Yeah.
That's a neat trick.
I'll try
Thank
rolling.
you guys.
Looking at light makes you sneeze. Wait, that's not the right trick.
Yeah, give me a second.
For me, tweezing my eyebrows always makes me sneeze.
Huh.
It like triggers a. It triggers sneezing.
Huh.
It's very bizarre. Let's find out what this bingo card is.
So every once in a while, Scott's just like at the other end of the apartment. He hears you sneezing. He's like, eyebrows, is it?
It is
yeah,
mysterious. I've
happened.
stopped tweezing my eyebrows, actually. I was like, fuck it, you can just do what you want.
Yep.
Oh my god, we were so close to
Honk.
bingos.
I could like blow my nose so much that it honks, but
There's been a lot of love in the chat, John. That's
Sophia backs luggage? You mean packs luggage?
presumably. Yeah.
guess.
Let's go with.
She's like, $50 on the luggage.
House.
Did her
Luggage
get
takes-
to stamp his boarding pass for the lead train to Foxville? I don't know. You'll have
Sounds
to ask
like
that.
a good question.
You'll have to ask that next week.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Yeah.
Fair.
As will no doubt be mentioned several times. If you have questions, thoughts, comments, etc. for us.
Is John unmuted?
Oh,
Oh, my bag. Sorry, John.
thank
You're
you.
back. Whoops. If you do have thoughts, questions, etc. for us, Changeling, as a whole campaign, you can put them in the Discord, or you can wait till next week because we're going to be answering and talking all about them.
If Patches had just drawn a weapon, we would have bingoed.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Was that a steak? What was that?
No, like a knife. Like
Oh,
a,
no, like a knife,
A thigh
okay.
knife, right? Like she's got this
Oh,
rocking
thigh knife.
dress,
You
and
sure,
she's got.
Pook? I think you can.
Thigh knife.
I gotta read all the comments.
God, I did
Oh,
too. You
good
totally could,
fucking
but
luck,
like,
guys.
don't. You can make like a. Yes, Krister. Same Changeling time, same Changeling channel, but possibly the last time on the same Changeling channel.
Because then we have a new
We're
Changeling
gonna
channel.
torch the channel.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, John.
That's my channel!
I'll torch my YouTube channel
that,
too. in
John.
solidarity.
Yay!
Okay, that's fair.
Fuck out of here.
Meanwhile, Scott and I are just like, ha ha ha, we get off without losing anything.
We're changeling the channel.
Oh, my- oh,
What did you learn?
My goodness.
Patches has a legacy. She's got one.
Elizabeth.
Sophia has the confidence to dream bigger now.
Scott.
I learned that legends don't have to die, John.
Damn.
Oh, I got shanked. Right? Do you know what I mean? Finally
Fair.
heard that theme song for the first time, apparently.
You know, I wasn't sure how this one was going to go.
Really?
I mean, like, I knew that it was
You have
going
thoughts
to
as
end in, like, horror and tragedy.
Oh, boy.
But the most important is the elevator slug friend we made along the way.
I mean, we'll definitely have a vote for best NPC, and I can only assume
Oh my god,
Elevator
there's
Slug
so
will
many.
make it to the final
Elevator
bracket.
Slug, Hurrio,
Yeah.
Mab.
Mab,
Well, it's cheating.
All icons.
Bro Dude from Halifax,
Ugh.
Gooch guy.
Gooch guy.
Reggie.
Reggie.
There was
Reggie.
a call to have him show up
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah?
my
in this
God.
last session, and I
Yeah.
was like, I can't.
I just can't do
Yeah.
that to them.
But we were in Halifax. He could have been like, bruh.
None of them are pure mad shaggers. Cheeky C.
Excuse me.
Always going for the
Cheeks.
pure mad shags.
Excuse me.
How dare? I think Patches and Sophia are both.
We have shagged so many characters.
Not Brom McBrom.
but
I've had
like,
sex a acceptable number of times.
I'm
Look, I've
glad
drawn all these
that
cylinders that look like
Chief
penises.
continues to stand by her quote.
Yes.
The final sex P tally.
As they all flip to another page. So I stopped writing it down like a moron, but I have 15
Wow.
on my page.
I might have stopped writing it down, but maybe not. I have. This was. Yeah, there's one missing here. But anyway, I have 12.
25.
Damn!
So these are great questions to ask, but you got to wait for
yeah,
the
sorry.
Froyo session
Shit.
for this.
Sorry, yeah, we got
right?
really
Like,
excited.
Yeah.
To tell you.
That's kind of what we're looking at.
Because we also
here.
have a secret to reveal next week.
Well, we
Yeah,
have
there's-
many things to reveal. Yeah, yeah.
There's a few things. So the thing is, that Froyo session, that's next week, 6 p.m. right here on this channel, and we're going to be able to talk about almost everything. This is an Ask Me Almost Anything
Oh, an
Yeah.
AMA.
about this game.
It may, yeah.
But we're gonna have options for ways that the audience can participate. And honestly, the best place to discuss that sort of thing is on the Discord. So I'd recommend heading there. If you head to the Discord, that's the best place for you to start asking questions that you'd like us to answer, because we'll get a printout of all of them and we'll have them ready. But it's also a place that if you have suggestions of things that you want to learn, things that you want to see, then that's honestly a good place to do it. So I'd recommend checking out that Discord, because that's a cool place. However, we do have other games coming up, just not on this channel. You want to explain?
It's true.
Yeah, so I'll start with the general explanation of we are switching over to twitch.tv/RPGclinic. Not next week, because we wanted to close out Changeling here on the channel you're all used to and give you a bit of lead time to start following twitch.tv/RPGclinic, where we will be hosting our next season and most likely our one-shots. We'll make sure that the bot announces it in the Discord, and we'll tweet it out so that you're sure to find the right place. But what are these one-shots coming up?
Well, that's it. Before we start our new season, I will be running a one-shot in 2 weeks' time. It will be a game of 10 Candles, a game of tragic horror, a game that apparently requires very little preparation from the players, which is always a good time. We have a setting, we have a theme and a tone. It's very exciting. I'm very excited myself. After that,
Following 10 Candles, there's going to be a game of Paranoia, run by me. The only thing I can say is that my players do not know what mechanics I'll be using, partially because they're not allowed to know, and partially because they aren't in any book. I have my own, so they're going to have to be ready for anything that
damn it.
particular day.
John.
That I'm looking forward to. And then after Paranoia,
The following week, I will be running Good Society, a Jane Austen RPG.
Very exciting, and there's something other exciting about these one-shots.
what's that?
Who wants to...
There's going to be a very special guest for not one, not two, but all 3 one-shots. You may remember her from Full Party over on the Beanduck Twitch channel. That's right, it's Jess Filed.
Jess Filed!
She's joining us for all 3 one-shots right here
Or
or right
Paranoia.
over on RPG Clinic's new
Jane
Twitch channel.
Austen, I
But
don't
yeah,
understand.
Jess is joining us.
And she is insanely excited.
We kind of like gave the like Cole's notes of all 3, and we were like, so do any of these interest you? And she was like, yes.
Yes.
She literally wrote back and
There you
said,
go.
"Can I say all 3? Am I allowed to?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have that to look forward to. After the one-shots, we will be starting our session 0 of our new campaign, Star Wars Reach, which is a Edge of the Empire campaign that will take place as our first... Whoa, okay.
Just grabbing the...
Oh,
Gonna show off the book.
Yeah, we spent...
Gotta have
for
those
it. God
sweet-ass
damn it.
books. Sorry.
Yeah, this ended up costing us like
Import.
$160. This was more expensive than that.
It's specifically because, like, between Judy and then the terrible,
Oh.
like, oh, we had to process it, so
That's
here's
right.
an extra $30 for no good reason.
Yeah,
It's got chili on the cover.
from the one shot of 5.
No.
We're really looking forward to this, but we're also looking forward to us starting our season structure so that we know that we're going to be playing a set number of games before we decide whether we want to renew for another season, and that way we can also compartmentalize storylines to help it make it easier for people to onboard if they haven't been there from the beginning.
You can, Mongani.
You can ask us anything on the Discord.
Don't have an answer.
Folks, we have to thank She Who Knows 10,000 Things, which we failed to at the beginning of the episode. We screwed that up. Along with Entropy's Disciple, who've been with us, who we appreciate, and who will hopefully be with us further on. Little shit. They ain't going anywhere.
5 a.m. or bust.
I love our tools.
Oh.
This is, like I said, this isn't even the longest Changeling game I've run, but it's definitely been my favorite.
Yes!
Uh,
Nailed it.
But I know that you out there have the opportunity to play ones that are even better than ours. Go and find the book, read it. You have a community around you who can help you. Find players and find your own dreams, the way that I got to with these 3.
I think we also have to thank our storyteller here for
You
doing
do.
such an incredible job of guiding us through. I mean, certainly like my longest game I've ever played in, but also just I think one of the most incredible experiences that we've all enjoyed together, and that's thanks to you. It's thanks to everybody, but it's thanks to you, John. So
A huge round of
congratulations.
applause for our GM.
Woo! Yeah.
It sounds so
It's
sad.
very
when
tepid
there's
in
three
this
of us. We're
room,
like,
but it's thunderous out there. No, it's not.
We don't want to
The
peek the
mic's-
microphone.
I thought I was going like this, like Nicole Kidman at the Oscars.
She do that? We'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later.
In and among the other streams that'll be showing up on Discord. I look forward to seeing you there. But Tuesday,
Yeah. Tuesday, Striker continues Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, there's a
Jesus.
it's crazy shit.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, we have Drew Crew at 4,
Finish this.
continuing those goddamn Scarlet
We're
Slippers.
finishing the Scarlet Slippers.
Thursday, RPG Clinic, but not here. You're going to have to tune into twitch.tv/RPG Clinic to watch. And we may also be covering Punchy because
There will be no Punchy on Friday, nor no Scotimus on Saturday.
Scotty Sat.
We're camping. So we're not going to be
I might try to stream from the
I
woods.
swear to God.
Just something stupid, me running
Like, be
through the
Paul Prospero.
If you do that, then I'm going to
Ooh.
punch a tree and post a video of it.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
Do it.
Okay, done.
Punch a tree. Punch a tree.
Punch
a tree.
So then we're probably going to be
Punchy.
covering Friday
Yeah.
or Saturday or both. We'll see what we're doing. But
Yeah.
Sunday, it's going to be here. Frozen desserts. Answers. Maybe a little wackiness. We'll see.
I mean,
But help us wrap this up with some style. Join us. We would love to have you. That's next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here. We look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for joining us. But it's not over. We're still going.
that way.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you, folks.
Goodbye.